Station now. Good evening to you, Haruna, and thank you very much for joining me tonight on Star Today. You are simply not happy with the 2026 base pay negotiations. What are your reasons?
Thank you very much. Good evening to your very cherished listeners. I think our basic concern has to do with the approach to this year's negotiation. That is the 2026 negotiation. The general concern is that when we received the letters from Fair Wages and Salaries Commission inviting us for these negotiations, ideally, what we expected the leadership of organized labor to do is to engage all the unions who have been invited. These are unions that have bargaining certificates, and you engage them and find out what their expectation in the ensuing year is.
So you want to tell me that SSA UG branch wasn't invited?
We were invited for the meeting, but the leadership of the organized labor did not do any consultation. Usually, when the letters come to all unions, leadership of organized labor is supposed to have pre-meeting with these unions and take their concerns into the negotiation. But this never happened. And so many calls were made asking for meetings to be held before we approach we go into the negotiations, but it was declined. Organized labor never granted this opportunity to other labor unions. So the leadership decided on their own accord to go and ask for 20% salary increment. This was done without, any inclusivity with all other unions, and that is our biggest challenge.
So you say that the 20% increments is insulting to you and your livelihoods. So you're demanding 50%. Is that a realistic request?
So what we are saying, we are not even talking about the 20%. The 20% is what they went into negotiation. Let me tell you, this year, when this new administration came in, there was base pay negotiation, and the president himself had to intervene. Organized labor went into that negotiation asking for a 60% increment. At the end of the day, they came home with 10%. So if you went into a negotiation with 60% and you came home with 10%, and today you are going in for 20%, you can imagine what you get. No wonder the government opted to give 2.5% to the Ghanaian worker, which we feel it is so insulting because look at the utility prices. Have gone up after the last negotiation. On about 3 occasions, electricity tariffs have gone high, the same as water. So we are saying that we want, real income. We don't want negotiations whereby at the end of the day, we conclude and then every money every addition that we get as base pay increment will go into servicing of utility and other taxes. So we are saying that, firstly, they should do due diligence by consulting all labor unions before going into it. And now that they have gone into it, even they have moved from their proposal of 20% to 15%, which we believe that going further, they are likely to go down and down. And some are speculating that they may end up getting a 7% or 9%, which we will not allow for that to happen before we raise the red flag. So we are raising the red flag because, one, since time immemorial, anytime there's negotiation, media is allowed to be present at the negotiation, even though they do not participate. But for the first time, the Chief Executive Officer of Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Mr. Smith Graham, came out and sacked all the media houses that were present at the negotiation that they were not invited. We don't know what they have to hide. And they have warned all the labor unions who were involved in the negotiations not to take any figure out, the discussions that are ongoing. Yet you are taking a decision for the Ghanaian worker. So if you are deciding for the Ghanaian worker, why do you think that it should be shrouded in secrecy and that media should be turned away? For the first time, I have attended base pay negotiations several years, and I have never seen one occasion where media houses have been turned away. This is the very first time, and we think that they must do due diligence and respect the media, let them be there. Even after the negotiations, then they can know exactly where we are. Today, if you ask the Ghanaian worker, but for the action that we have taken, the Ghanaian worker didn't know the government was offering 2.5% and later reviewed it to 5%. And considering the market demands today, 5% is woefully inadequate for the Ghanaian worker to take.
Right. You talk about
and
getting
unfair.
real income. What exactly do you
Yes.
mean by that?
What exactly I mean by the real income is that we should get an income that can sustain us. That when we are given the next minute, taxes and other tariffs will not take away all this. And we are saying this real income because we know as workers we have other allowances that we take. But when you are going on retirement, the only thing that sustains you is your basic salary. So, and this base pay is on the basic salary. So if the basic salary is not good, it affects even our retirees. So this is what we are talking about. That, look, make sure that you give the worker a fair deal so that tomorrow we can also say that we have true representation. Our leaders are speaking for us. But in this case, where the leaders will refuse to even engage other union leaders and take their opinion or take their views on what to go and ask for from government, we think that it is very unfair. That's why we are having the issue with organized labor, and we are equally having that same issue with the government because government promised us something better in the coming years after they offered the 10% earlier this year. So if you have promised us something better, should it be the 5% that you are offering the Ghanaian worker today? We think organized labor must sit up, and that is why we have sent this caution. When the letter comes for the next meeting, we are going to follow up with other engagements, and we'll make sure that the Ghanaian worker gets a fair deal from these negotiations that is ongoing.
And if after all these engagements your concerns are not properly addressed, will you consider an industrial action?
Well, when we get to the bridge, we will cross it. But what I know is that we have sent enough notice to organized labor to be on guard and not to take anything that is short of what will be pleasant to the Ghanaian worker. Other than that, they should have themselves to blame if anything happens, because we know that we have the capacity to wean ourselves off the so-called organized labor because they are not serving our interests.
Right, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank
That's the chairman of the Senior Staff Association with the University of Ghana, Kolebu branch, Haruna Rafiq, speaking there. Let's take some other stories before we take leave of you now. And President John Dramani Mahama has disclosed that he's working towards the creation of a new regional security platform aimed at ensuring collaboration with Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger in the fight against violent extremism within the West African sub-region. He explained the move had become necessary